Scorpio, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for June 13th to the 19th. Okay, let's get started here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the major themes and guiding messages for Scorpio for the week ahead? We see never-ending story coming out. Something flipped over in the deck. Poised. Chop wood, yin, and breathe. And here and now. Okay, and flexible on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so you will be served well by keeping your peace, staying in the present, and really being flexible with how you approach things. And I say keeping your peace because of this breathe card. It almost makes me feel when I see it that inner peace is what's really most important here, that you need to be collected, you need to be calm, you need to be still. And I feel like you also need to be flexible when you're dealing with whatever's coming up this week. The yin card is here. This is the divine feminine. So again, really embodying that nurturing, abundant, very loving and compassionate vibe, very creative as well. Like water always finds a way to travel around, and so can you, like this card always makes me think that you can move freely without a plan. You can express yourself openly without having a sort of an agenda necessarily. And so really opening up to that divine feminine energy and staying in the here and now. So not being sort of driven by the future or, worrying about things that are to happen that haven't even, hasn't even come up yet. And also this idea of letting go of anything in the past that might be weighing you down. You are being called towards preparation and confidence. And something about a never-ending story. It's interesting. So you might be looping. You could be looping around and around something here, Scorpio, that, if you can maintain your inner peace and that stillness and sort of be flexible with how things happen, I feel like that is the guidance that you're getting here. And to sort of stay in the here and now. Don't allow yourself to get pulled ahead or behind. Stay here where you can control things. Stay in the now where you have the opportunity to make choices and to create change. But do so from a very centered place. Don't let your emotions create frustration or anxiety. Allow yourself to be confident and poised and yet flexible, right? Not rigid in your thinking, not feeling limited, just sort of existing in the now and sort of feeling that ability to move. I can't help but say that. I feel like you might be moving towards something. Let's see if the tarot cards can help us fill in the blanks here when it comes to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Seven of Swords, my friends. This is a time where you could be lying to yourself. Like you could be, well, that's way too many. You could be sort of telling yourself a narrative that is built on the past or a fear of the future. You might not be telling yourself the truth about something. This could be, fear talking. This could be regret talking. It's interesting. There is a never-ending story. We've got a pattern here. Two of Swords. You're sort of paralyzed by a choice. Will you stay? Will you go? You're frustrated by timing. You feel like impatient almost. This is really interesting. 10 of Cups in reverse. Something's out of balance. Something is not harmonious. Something is not in balance. And you might be trying to convince yourself that it is. And as a result, you sort of feel like you can't make a decision on which way to go. Knight of Wands, a little bit of self-sabotage energy here when we're not staying grounded in the here and now and not staying calm. There's the Star card. I feel like something has recently been a catalyst for your healing. And it's like you're writing a new story, but are you telling yourself, a narrative that is empowering or disempowering? Are you building yourself up or down? You know, are you preparing for a new beginning or sort of focusing on the never-ending story of the past? Where are you invested? Are you invested in the now, or are you sitting in the past? There's the Empress in reverse, and on the bottom of the deck we see the Knight of Swords. So I do feel like there is an opportunity to change things here, and that you may be even sort of preparing for that, but preparing and also like it's like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, because as you prepare, you're gaining your confidence, and then suddenly something throws you back into this past narrative where you're like, well, I'm never going to be able to do that anyway, you know, or something like that, or I won't be able to you know, I can't do that for whatever reason. You're sort of telling yourself this disempowering story. And it could be because you feel overwhelmed emotionally. It could be because there was this lack of harmony in a union that you sort of were. This could be the never-ending story right here for some of you. Maybe there is an overdependence on this. This could be a codependent relationship that you're unwilling to tell yourself the truth about, because that would require you to take an action. Do you know what I mean? And it's a never-ending story. So perhaps there's been a long-standing pattern in this relationship and you're just not able to be honest with yourself about it. It feels like you need to shift your perspective a bit on how you narrate your story to yourself, right? Like, do you say things like, well, this is never going to change and I'm stuck here forever and I'll never be able to leave? Like, do you know what I mean? What are you saying to yourself right now, Scorpio? Because I don't know if it's serving you. I'm sort of feeling like it's not. It feels like there's self-sabotage here, like this Knight of Rods would suggest, but that the Star is still here. Like, there really is an opportunity here, but it's up to you to shift your perspective towards that. You've got the Empress and the Yin card. So much divine feminine here, but the Empress is in reverse, because it's like you're really telling yourself a story that is not empowering you. It's creating this idea of dependence on others, when really what you need is just to care for you in the now, to really see what do you need from yourself right now, you know, and you your attentions might be on another person where there is a lack of harmony. It's very interesting. I mean, I feel like seeing the Seven of Pentacles is an indication that you need to make a decision about which direction you're going to go. Now, granted, that Seven of Pentacles is in reverse, which can often indicate that we've given up too early, we're losing faith, we're impatient, we're not following through, we're being really frustrated. Even when there's rewards, we're still frustrated, because ultimately it's not a harmonious situation that we're in. And I just can't stop looking at the Star card, and it's landed right underneath poised. And so it's like there is the opportunity here for you to move confidently, but you have to decide that. You're going to have to choose that for yourself. And when I see that Two of Swords there, I know that this is a tough choice for you. You know, this is a stalemate, this Two of Swords. It's a crossroads stalemate. It's a difficult choice. You know, this is tricky. This is tricky stuff. You don't know what choice to make, and you don't know where to invest yourself, because you've invested so much in something that's not bringing you harmony or balance. And so I love the Knight of Swords there on the bottom of the deck, my friends. And right behind him is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, who is asking you to nurture yourself. And that Knight of Swords is bringing change. Change is possible. No matter what story you keep telling yourself, there is a new opportunity that's possible here. I really feel like this never-ending story could end. You can end it. If you choose to end it, this never-ending story doesn't have to stay a never-ending story. I just feel like that's maybe the story you're telling yourself, is that this is never going to end. But you could end it. You could. You have that power to choose. Surrender resentments is coming out as your final guidance, my friends. Let me read it to you. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. Very interesting. What's on the bottom of the deck? Surrender to sleep and rest. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor the need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Self-care and releasing resentments. It's so true. That could make a world of difference for you, Scorpio. Just those two actions, sort of letting go of any resentments you're holding on to through the narrative you're telling yourself about this connection that you feel is never going to end, and not feeling resentment towards it, but just sort of freeing yourself from it, and also taking more care of yourself. Really taking care of the self, even just by sleeping and resting more, to really prepare for this healing in the Star card. You are poised for something here. This could be a very positive time in your life where you turn things around from being a never-ending story to being, I'm living in the now by my own narrative. It's really interesting. Be flexible. Don't get too rigid. Let go of those resentments. Try to forgive and move on for yourself, right? Breathe. Wow, what an interesting reading. Okay, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, my friends. If it's resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. It's always so nice to connect with you through these readings. As always, I'm wishing you so much love. I'm sending you so much love and light and wishing you a very good week. I'll see you again for another reading very soon, my friends. Take care.